Party people, welcome back to another episode of Party XP. I'm your host, Jeff, and joining me is Lakan. Say hi, Lakan.
Yo, what's good?
Your boy's been working. Your boy's been trying to do things here. And we got approached from an indie game dev about covering their game on the podcast. So this is a first for us. We're very excited for this opportunity. It does not come without some level of like humility, right?
Absolutely.
This is really cool for us, and we're excited to do this. The game is called Particulitix. It is described by the developer Julian B as a small particle-based arcade roguelike, right? So you play as this little guy. You're shooting a bunch of other little guys. It is heavily pixel-based. I don't know what kind of art. It's kind of in between 8 and 16-bit sort of style, right? You'd say.
Yeah, it definitely has that aesthetic of like the Tetris, like do you remember like that Tetris like 30th like anniversary game that was like all crazy neon colored and like all very particle, like a crazy amount of particle effects on it. It was like that, you know, it's like a modernized pixel game essentially.
It is very much like first kind of wave arcade shooters, right? Like Asteroid, kind of like that.
Inspired by that, yeah.
Yeah, you could tell that there's a lot of like inspiration from those old school 80s arcade games. To me, that it definitely tickles that brain. I don't know how it felt like for you, but my first impression was like, okay, this is pretty cool. And then you start playing it, and man, like this is, I love a nice arcade. I love arcade games. I love that kind of high octane gameplay with the loud music and stuff like that. This definitely tickled my fancy. I don't know how you feel about it, so please go ahead and let me know your first kind of thoughts here.
Yeah, as soon as I booted it up, I got assaulted by the music. It was very loud.
Yeah, man.
But like exactly. It does like absolutely lean into that like old school arcade experience. You know, reminds me of like Centipede or Asteroids or any one of those. Like again, like you're kind of like small guy shooting everything around you kind of game. Yeah, I see in another part of the description, he referred to like a survivor like game, right? Where now we call them bullet heavens now, right? The music is that like chiptune-y, but like again like modernized chiptune, like where they have it kind of pumping with like a little bit more like modern bass sounds, instead of just being like that 3-4 sound NES SNES chips kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then I also saw that when I went to the settings to like lower the volume, I realized it was this is my one. I'm gonna get this out of the way. Okay, my one knock against it. It does have AI music in it.
Yeah. So it does have AI, and he does disclose it on the Steam page.
He does. He's very upfront about it.
And he says some of the music is AI generated, but there is an AI toggle main menu and in the options. So I think that's really cool. I think the ability, and it sucks because the AI music fits this game so fucking well.
It really does, like, because I was like, oh, this kind of, the soundtrack kind of hits, when I first heard it.
This thing fucks.
And then I was like, okay, that's unfortunate.
But then you turn off the music, and then you get some really good tracks. Like, you turn off the AI music, and you get some really good tracks.
Yeah, I still like it.
And I am excited that, I am relieved that that's a thing. But, look, solo dev, one guy, I don't blame him. I don't blame him at all.
No, I understand the use of AI as a tool to help you do certain things that you can't do.
Right. It's not like he made the whole fucking thing in AI. All right.
Yeah.
I will defend him. Also because I've been talking to him. He seems like a genuinely nice person. So like I'm not giving him any shit for this. Like,
absolutely not.
And the fact that he's like, hey, you could turn it off. It's fine.
Yeah. Toggle it off. Again, it's a personal preference thing here for me.
Right.
Hop into game, and on first boot up, it just puts you into the game. It doesn't give you any options for anything, right? You just go in with your little guy, and you have just this single fire weapon essentially, and then you realize it's a sniper rifle down the line. On first startup, you just go on as soon as you play, you go into a game, and then first thing that I noticed was like there's a bunch of zones. There's basically like on your screen, there's a bunch of rectangles that denote different extra damage, XP times 2, fast reload, stuff like that. And then once you go into those zones, that's the big like kind of hook. Like it really clicked with me is that like, oh, I can't just like kind of like aimlessly move around the screen. I have to actually like play around these zones to get these bonuses, and that's how you actually like get your runs to kind of go.
Yeah, I know. It's some of it like feels like kind of a trap almost because you want to go to like the exp zone and then the mines spawn on, the enemies spawn in the zone,
Yeah.
so you have to clear it before you can get there. And it also kind of feels like you stay in your zone and then you're just getting overwhelmed and it's like, fuck, I can't stay here anymore, I gotta go.
Yeah, yeah.
So there is that balancing act of trying to keep yourself in your comfort zone, literally, and then surviving. I do really enjoy that sort of aspect of the game. What zones did you kind of gravitate towards?
So depending on the weapon that I was using, I would go into that fast reload zone.
That's literally where I stayed the whole time.
But for me, a lot of times because I'm building for a lot of like fragmentation damage,
Right.
I would tend to go like for like fragmentation or like bounce damage builds.
Okay.
So like basically just create like a wave of bullets on the field at all times, so I don't have to aim anymore.
Mhm.
And at that point, I would just sit in like I would try to sit in like the damage multiplier zones.
Yeah. Understood.
Times 2, times 3, and times 4. That's those the 3 damage zones you see on screen, and then again, occasionally you'll see the fast reload, and I think every screen also gives you a times 2 experience box as
Yes.
well.
Yes, and then your permanent upgrades, like the roguelite elements of the game, allow you to kind of bring that XP zone with you when you move around the screen, which is really great. So you'll always kind of have two zones affecting you at all times, right? For me, my builds were mostly one of three things. It was flat damage, it was the vampire, because like the vampire ability is fucking busted as far as I can tell.
Especially if you go fragmentation or multiple bullets like shotgun builds, because each one has a percentage chance to proc that vampire build.
Right. Also, vampire procs when you run into an enemy.
Yes, yes, it does. That saves
So-
one of my runs actually.
So you lose health and then you gain it right back. And I thought that was so sick. And then the other thing I would do, there's like this one perk where you shoot like 20 bullets 10% of the
Yes.
time.
Yeah.
That was like my instant go-to, because for me, I don't know, man, it always kind of felt like I was shooting with a pea shooter, so I would get that, and then I was not shooting with a pea shooter anymore.
Yeah. So that's again that's part of the fragmentation build that I was trying to go into very often. Because technically that's not a fragmentation thing. You just shoot 20 bullets. One thing I want to touch back on is so the part when you tackle into enemies, or if you make contact with enemies, it actually kills as well if you get hit all the enemies around you in like a certain radius to give you like a bit of
Yeah.
experience back and kind of give you a bit of a buffer zone so you don't get hit twice in a row basically, which I think is a fantastic touch. It makes the game feel a little bit less, not unfair per se, but a little bit, you just get a bit of a breather for a second once you get hit, because you slow down when you're firing. So if you need to move around, you take your hand off the fire button, whether you're playing on controller or mouse and keyboard, and kind of squeeze by and zoom around a little bit. A nice little thing that it gives you a little buffer zone essentially. And again, it can be part of the strategy to just throw yourself into the fray. If you're just fully surrounded and like swarmed, right, you might as well get rid of everything around you.
Yeah, that was basically kind of my thought process. Is I'll be cornered, and I'm like, well, let's roll the dice and see if I can get a vampire proc. And oftentimes it would, and sometimes it wouldn't. But in any case, it would give the opportunity to get off me button kind of thing. You're getting a little overwhelmed, and it just kind of feels like your pea shooters aren't like working for whatever reason.
Yeah, so let's go into the weapons, I guess. So
Yeah.
there's 4 main weapons in the demo, right? We got a demo key specifically. The game, and heads up, the game is fully out now. We wanted to get this out a little bit earlier. Unfortunately, our schedules couldn't line up. But this did come out during the Steam Bullet Fest, which was a big focus on Steam for putting out bullet hells and bullet heaven games, basically.
By the way, we own the full game.
Yes, we do own the full game now. But the early part was the demo, and at that point, it was only 1 of 4 stages, and 4 weapons were unlocked on the main screen. I don't know. I haven't checked into the full game yet to see if there's more weapons, but they even like the upgrade tree was pretty fleshed out already as well. So the four main weapons are, was it the sniper, shotgun, the was it Spiralytics or whatever it was called?
Yeah, the Spiralytics, and then basically an AK-47.
Yeah, the AFK 47.
AFK-47. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. So the sniper is kind of like your starting weapon, right? It's just like single shot,
Mm-hmm.
and the secondary fire is that it slows down time or pauses time, basically.
John Wick mode.
Yeah, like or Deadeye. You know what I mean?
Deadeye. Yeah.
Yeah, from Red Dead, right? Like so you get Deadeye, you get to fire off all the shots, you queue them up essentially, and then once time starts up again, they just kind of fire off whichever direction you initially aimed them at.
No, it's not. It's fucking the world though.
Oh, you're right.
I just realized. Yeah, it's fucking the world though. Time moves again, and the knives fly at them. Yeah.
yeah. That's a starting weapon, and like relatively basic, but you can definitely get some pretty cool builds with that because of the way the damage works in this game. Next weapon is the shotgun. So you get 3 shots. Of course, the shotgun, so it spreads out. And the secondary fire was it just basically burst fires all around you.
Yeah, it's like a triangular burst shot. Instant though.
Yes. Yeah. And I think it also empty your shotgun? Or I forgot now if it does that as well. Or it can be fired. I think it can be fired even if your shotgun's empty, right?
I think so. Yeah. Because that's what I would kind of do is like wait for me to run out of ammo and then fire the ult, right?
Yeah, and then gives yourself like a second to reload the weapon again. The Spiralytics is so it shoots out basically like tiny meteors that kind of orbit around you. Think of like the what is it called? Like the King Bible in Vampire Survivors, where it just or the axe actually more specifically, where like it fires from you initially, and then it kind of hovers around you for a couple seconds until it hits an enemy.
I haven't played with this. I unlocked it. I didn't play with it yet.
This is the sauce, bro.
I was gonna say
that's the sauciest weapon.
This feels like the best weapon in the game.
So the damage I think is lower.
Right.
There's like modifiers where you can make it surround your reticle instead of surrounding you. So it's pretty cool that you can kind of use it as a spacing tool, and then you want to kind of grab like stuff like that gives you like the damage aura, right? The kind of like garlic was in Vampire Survivors, where like certain around you will do damage over time. But yeah, there's some really really cool builds for this one that like you would grab certain things that you wouldn't regularly grab for the other weapons, basically because it does play so differently. And the what is secondary fire for that one is that's the one that the secondary fire for that one puts it on the cursor, not on you. So you can kind of give yourself. So say you're kind of like sitting in a zone where you don't want to leave, but you want to do that extra damage, right? Like you need to stay in the zone for reach. You'll like secondary fire and then basically move it away from you so you can hit further away. And then the final weapon was the AFK-47, which fires 6 shots, I believe, like in a hexagon.
Yeah, so it's like I think it's like 6 shots. It does fire in like a hexagon, and then you reload, but the reload time is short,
super short. And then the secondary fire for that one, what was it? That was the one I used the least. I forgot which one that one was.
So this is the one I used the most. The secondary shot brings all of your EXP dust to you.
Yes. Yeah.
Insane, like insane. Plays that you can make with that. So what I would do is, I would clear out enemies, then seek out the ×2 XP zone, pop the ult, and get all my stuff back.
Yeah, get like 2 levels in one shot, basically. Sometimes
exactly.
Because, that's what it was. Yeah, that one's cool, and that one has some really cool builds because of the fact that you reload super quickly, and it also empties the magazine super quickly. So like. Mines is like a really fun build with that one because the mines drop like every time you reload basically. So you can just create like a minefield by just walking around and just shooting aimlessly and then just kind of like go back to your home base of like the ×2 and just go back and collect everything afterwards. It's a fun weapon. I like that one a lot.
Yeah. AFK-47 was mine. Like that was the one that I chose, and so I dig that one a lot.
Did you get a win with every weapon?
No. I only progressed levels with the AK.
Yeah, because I've cleared like 3 or 4 runs now with every weapon.
Okay.
Because I used to start doing like they have like the difficulty modifiers as well too. Kind of think of it like the skulls from a Halo. They have a couple of those where you get a random bonus instead of picking your bonus. Enemies move 15% faster, but they have like less health or some shit. stuff like that. There's some fun modifiers there, and I just started doing like once I've gotten it clear, I was like, cool, I'm gonna start fucking around with the other runs basically. Yeah, I've gotten like 2 or 3 wins with everything now. That's why I think for me particularly the Spiralytics is like my favorite weapon because that's the one that like, oh, this kind of like goes to the moon faster for me.
Yeah, I gotta try it out because like I clicked it and I unlocked it, but I never like I didn't put two and two together. Now looking at the trailer and watching how it works, I'm like, what am I doing? Why am I using anything else?
Yeah. I mean, that being said, all the weapons do feel good. Some are just like, I think some just they require different builds. You know what I mean? Like you
Yeah,
can't just like autofill to the same build you've been doing for every weapon, basically. I mean, you can. It just may just not be the most effective at the end of the day. That being said, like there is a kind of like a base gameplay for everything where you can kind of like, oh yeah, if I just get particle explosions and then like bouncing shots, you can kind of get away with most of the weapons like that, right? But like again, it's not the most effective thing, but it's super fun. Like the builds do, kind of like you can play the same stuff if you over and over again if you want to be comfortable. But the game also like highly incentivizes you to try different combinations
definitely.
of abilities out, which is really cool.
Yeah, I do appreciate that, you do have an opportunity to kind of branch out a little bit, and it doesn't feel as scary as it does in other games.
No, 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 no. Like sometimes you worry about like, ooh, I hope that's good. You know what I mean? Like when you see it, like for the first time, and I'm like, but it also shows you the upgrade path afterwards, which is also a nice little thing,
Yes.
right?
So you know what you're working towards.
Exactly. So you can kind of choose from that point on. So say like usually the base one would be like, okay, it's an immediate modifier to your projectile, or an immediate upgrade to your damage.
Yep.
Which is like, okay, cool. So like you don't feel like you're losing a level, you know what I mean, by picking this up before you get to like the final thing. And then there are some that like will actually straight up just like you get nothing level 2. Like because level 3 is super strong. So there's some cool balancing choices here. And then like then other times it's like, oh, the thing you picked up, like the aura damage, right? The area effect damage explosion
Yeah.
thing. Like, okay, you can either choose it to be bigger or make it go off in 3 seconds instead of 6 seconds, right? So it's faster.
Right.
And then the last one is just like bigger and more, and also like goes off to where your reticle is. So it's like, oh, sick! Like I now I just control space around me, which is awesome.
I do like that. I do like the opportunity to like make your reticle part of the game more than just shooting. You can pick up XP dust with it. You can, like you said, you can put your meteors on it when you're using the swirly gig weapon there. Yeah, you can make your crosshair a part of the game, and I think that's really inventive, and it's a clever way to kind of give you more than just like, hey, here's your little friend next to you, right?
Yeah,
Because in so many other games, that would have been the go. Would be like, hey, now you have a little satellite that swirls around you and fires, right? And in this, it's like, no, the thing that you use to kill enemies is now an active participant in the game, and I think
yes,
that's pretty cool.
and it definitely changes the gameplay if you're playing on controller or on mouse and keyboard because of it.
Yeah, that's true.
On controller, it stays at a fixed distance from your character, right? You can still move it around 360 degrees, obviously, as well around your character. But on mouse and keyboard, that reticle actually it goes away from you. You can put it in the corner. You can be in the other side of the map if you really wanted to. Because you use it to aim, like actually aim at enemies. Those tools that or modifiers you can use during a run, which allow your reticle to be part of your gameplay, interact differently based on your control scheme, which is really really interesting to mess around with. I played most of this game though on controller. I kind of like playing these like bullet heaven games on a controller. I don't know about you.
So I played it on mouse and keyboard. I am trying to figure out a way. What's that?
We swapped out this time.
Yeah, no, just because I don't know, man. Like, and then I did play it. Like, I did play it on the Ally, so like
Oh, true, true. Yeah.
I did have the twin sticks there. I'm just trying to figure out how to play it on like, because my ideal for this game, and I'm gonna tell him this when I talk to him, is this needs to be an arcade cabinet. Like it needs to be an
Mm.
arcade cabinet with like giant speakers. You sit in the chair, the speakers are like behind you, and you're playing this in like a cabinet.
So you're telling me get this into like Dave and Buster's basically?
Yeah, and even like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think even like a VR headset would help.
That would be sick. Yeah, that'd be
Like
fun to play that.
putting the VR headset on with the music in the ears, because I feel like the music is so instrumental, no pun intended,
Yeah.
instrumental to like how this game feels and plays, and like when you're in the zone, just kind of, and the bass is thumping behind you, man. Like this shit just gets me going. Like I fucking love arcade. I love arcade games.
So like I have a PC hooked up to my downstairs TV, right? And that one has a sound system. So like when I played it on there, I'm sitting in the middle of my living room, just completely ignoring everybody else in the house. Again, we were using the non AI generated music, and even
Yeah.
if I toggled it on just to hear how it sounds like, yeah, it does have that old school arcade feel. It has that big driving, thumping kind of audio profile that just really wants to pull you in again, kind of like the old school arcades basically. And I was like, oh yeah, this is great. This is a fantastic experience overall.
Space Invaders Extreme. It was a 360 arcade game.
Oh yes,
Did a really great job of this too.
Yeah. Very similar energy.
Yeah.
In terms of like what this game is.
Yeah, just like the bumping music, you're just sitting there, you're focused, and you're just blowing up shit, and the music is pumping in your headphones. That it gave me that same kind of feel. I'm happy I remembered it. Like I don't know what happened. It just clicked into my head that, hey, remember this? Yeah, you played the shit out of this. I played the shit out of that demo, I should say. I did not play the shit out of that game.
Yeah, for me was the Tetris, like the modernized Tetris, or Pac-Man game. That one too.
Yup. Pac-Man Anniversary too.
Yes, yeah, very similar. Where it has that modernized, crazy neon colored like pixel aesthetic with a fuck ton of particles that just take over your screen.
I do think an arcade mode of this game would work really well. And I think that one of the big things for me that was frustrating is like the reload times. I understand that's a thing in these, survivors like Bullet Heaven games where you need a reload time. Man, I just want to shoot. I just want to kill. I don't know. That sounds really bad out of context. But
I think I kind of like the fact that it has a reload time because there's your location on the field means so much in this game.
I agree. I understand.
That's just another player choice, which I like. Because again, like when like you're kind of forced to play the same thing over and over and over again, and like even like in Grind Survivors, right? The same thing in Grind Survivors where you move much faster when you're not firing, right?
Yeah.
So same thing here. Where like, okay, I need to maneuver. I need to just squeeze between these little spaces between enemies is great for that. So I think that's why I'm perfectly fine with the reloading thing being there.
No, and it also, if you remove the reload, it doesn't. It ceases to be a Survivors like. It turns into just a twin stick shooter then.
Yeah, because
That's all it is.
the big thing with like the Bullet Heaven games is that like there has to be you're playing around cooldowns. That's kind of like a major like even in Vampire Survivors where you're not aiming anything, right? Except for like the knives, technically when it just goes whatever direction you're walking. There's cooldowns. That's kind of like the biggest thing you're trying to mitigate around. You know what I mean? Place yourself before the next projectile fires off. So that I think that's like again like another. It's a thing you may not even think about because it seems so small, but I think it absolutely like massively affects the game feel.
Definitely, yeah. I do like that. I like that about these games is that every decision feels important, especially in a game kind of like this and even like Vampire Survivors, where you don't level up as much.
Yeah.
So every level up feels like a prime opportunity to better your character, and the wrong decision in the moment can nuke your run, or the right decision can make your run.
In terms of the way this game's leveling works, I think it feels closer to Brotato.
Okay.
Because because the enemies come more in waves.
Yeah.
Like actual like specifically timed or number of enemy waves, and then that gives you your moment to pick up and your power ups and so on and so forth. Yeah, because I don't know if the number of enemies is fixed or not because it feels like I level up around the same time for the most part, unless I'm good about being in that ×2 experience zone. Then I'll usually get a couple levels much earlier. But yeah, like I think the leveling feels to me closer to like a wave based game, like a Brotato or Snake RX, right? Like that we played very recently.
Yeah.
Whereas like, oh no, finish the level, then get your stuff. You know what I mean? Because here, like, you can clear everything, leave a bunch of stuff on the ground and then kind of wait for a chance to scoop everything up near a 2x experience box. So you can kind of treat it like a wave as well too.
Did you mess with any of the modifiers at all?
Yeah, yeah,
I did
absolutely.
too. And the one that I think needs to be in the arcade mode is every wave the theme changes, the colors change.
Yo, that one's my favorite one.
That
It's
is my
so
favorite
fucking
one.
fun.
That
It's
is.
so fun. It's just a visual change.
It is.
But the only issue with it, I think, I did realize, is that this would be hell to play if you have any sort of color blindness.
Uh-huh. Or if that stuff kind of affects you, I understand completely why people would choose like monotone or like monochrome colors or certain things.
So it has some like cool, like, Game Boy style colors, some
Yeah.
old, like, it's just like kind of like green, like gradients basically, full on rainbow puke. If you
Yep.
really want it that way, just make it really red or really blue or purple. Whatever you like. There's that there. But that one just feels fun. It just makes it like
It
it
does.
just it's very visually like pleasing,
Yeah.
and interesting.
And again, it kind of like plays to that arcade setting. I don't know why. It does because like, the stages change in Pac-Man. You go from like blue to purple to red stages,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It feels like you're progressing in the game when the colors change. I know it is just a wave, but like I don't know. That one, like you said, like, and I get more points for the roguelite system when I use it.
Yes.
Like
Yes,
it's a
yes.
no-brainer. I feel like it adds so much to the game to have that. So yeah, like that. If I'm gonna make an arcade mode, when I pitch him arcade mode for this, like that's gonna be 1-1.
Yeah, because he has an endless mode in there, which is different. That's a
Right.
modifier, but it's still nice. It's still nice to have it. So technically, I guess it's kind of there if you put on endless mode and that wave, technically, right? Or that modifier. I think my favorite one is making the enemies. What is it? They deal more damage, but they have like or they move faster, but they have like half health or something like that.
Yeah.
That one's fun because I think you also get a bonus for that one.
They all give you bonuses.
Not all.
Not all of them.
Majority of them do.
That's what I figured. Like the majority of them give you the bonus to
I
to
think
the
that one gives you a
roguelite
bonus.
system.
But that one's that one's fun because it's just like, okay, like, and then also make yourself faster, right? Or the one where like you can't stop, you're always moving, you're always sliding.
Yeah.
That one just makes the game super hard. But it's like, again, it's a nice little bump of difficulty if you feel like you've been kind of falling into a rut.
Is the one where everybody moves faster but they have less health Toho mode?
Yeah, basically. It's fun, dude. Like that one's crazy, but like you feel so much stronger. You know what I mean? Because again, everything has so much less health. It's like, or like half health or whatever.
Yeah.
So it feels like even if you get bad luck with your picking up the experience particles from the ×2 zone,
Yeah.
you don't feel the hit as badly. That being said, be very good about placing yourself on the map because
Yeah.
you will need to get around shit. Like, because if you can't clear waves, so yeah, you're done on that one.
I'm glad this is the first game we got to review for this.
Yeah.
Because I feel like this is something that we both really enjoy. It tickles to both of our fancies. We don't have to like grit through our teeth and be like, yeah, this was great. We had a really wonderful time.
No, this fucking ruled.
No,
This is
yeah,
super
this
fun.
this fucking rules. Like we love this game and we're so happy that we got a chance to review it for Workshop Geek is his developer name. I just outed him. Fuck. You beat that out. Workshop Geek is the developer and publisher of the game. It's available now on Steam. It's $6. It also comes with there's also a Bundaroo if you want to buy Chumini Tiny Army or Genome Guardian.
Okay.
So if those two games are on anybody's list, you could buy the two of them together with this game and save a few bucks. Chumini Tiny Army is another one of these. It's basically just like cutesy Vampire Survivors. You look like you're surrounded by jelly beans. That's pretty funny.
That's cute.
And then Genome Guardian. Okay, this one looks like it's on our level. Hold on. Let me sit up straight. This one looks like it's on our level too. This is a this is like a psychedelic what's the one where you're in the center of the screen? It's not. I guess it is kind of like Asteroids, where you're in like the center of the screen and everything's coming around you. That's kind of what Genome. Oh no, but now it looks like it's a. Now it looks like it's just like a regular shoot 'em up. Either way, this game looks like it's on our list too. So we gotta think about this.
Yeah, so like, I want to touch on another thing as well, too, right before we move on to the second
Yeah,
half here.
no, of course. Go ahead. I was gonna ask if you had anything else.
Before we get to your interview here, The final like weapons modifiers you get in this game are also very fun because you kind of forgo your main weapon essentially, or it kind of becomes like a secondary of your main weapon.
Mm-hmm.
So like one is the laser.
Ooh.
It's just a laser, just a constantly. It's basically a lightsaber. It's constantly active. It just damages everything that's around you.
Yes, I did. I have started to unlock those. Yeah.
So those are during the runs. Those are your modifiers. Your in run modifiers. Those are fun. The other one I really liked was the plasma sword. Have you gotten that one or no?
No, go on.
So so basically, it creates a little blade off your character. You know, where it just attaches straight exactly to where your reticle was, right? So it just aims wherever your character's looking at, or correction, it's based on your movement. So say you like it's aimed directly like north, directly up, right? But then you start moving right, the thing will spin slowly to the right, basically, right? Um, and the less you hit with it, the longer the blade gets. but the more enemies you hit, the shorter the blade gets. So you kind of have to like spend time like between waves just wiggling on the screen to make the sword longer.
Buddy, if I had a nickel for every time.
And then but then once you like go into the enemies, like this thing's base damage is insanely high. So like you like just murder even like the bigger size, like the elites basically in like one shot with this thing. This thing rules.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. I got more to play.
Go grab that. Go grab that one. The plasma blade is really fucking fun to use.
Cool. All right. Anything else?
Yeah, I think that's it for me. Like honestly, like highly recommend this game. Again, we don't really do reviews per se. We kind of just go like we kind of just like talk about like what we like and what we don't like about a game, but like not a review format per se. But this one, yeah, because we got requested from the creator again, Workshop Geek. Yeah, this is a fun game. This is really cool for our first real kind of like dive into like an actual game review on the podcast.
Yeah, I am, like I said before, I am really grateful that this was the first game we got. Not just because the developer seems like a really sincere and cool guy, but because the game is so up our alley. If it just had tits, like it'd probably be like the game of the fucking year for us.
just ask him when you go into the interview if you can just put a couple waifus in it. That's all I ask for.
I figure like or just like put the Doom guy in it.
Yeah,
and then like it's basically our game. All right, so we'll take a quick second here. I will return with Workshop Geek, the developer and publisher of Particulitix. Lakan will not be there. Sorry. Hopefully next time we can do an interview when you're around. I'm here with the developer of Particulitix, and what should I call you? Can I call you by your government name? I accidentally called you by your government name in the recording, but I know you don't go by that.
No, it's okay. You can say like the French do. It's Julien, but you can say Julian too. It's fine. I will understand. I know it's me.
Yes.
Hello, everyone. Glad to be here.
Great. I am here with Julian, and now I can't remember his developer name, which is very embarrassing.
It's Workshop Geek because I have a workshop.
Yes.
And I built a small office there, so my wife got this nickname for me.
Very cool, very cool. Well, Julian, thanks so much for taking a few minutes here. It's been a while since I've personally done an interview, and this is the first interview we've done with a game dev one-on-one for the show, so this is a very big deal for us. So we really appreciate the opportunity here. Like it means a lot to us.
Me too. Thank you for having me.
Game's been out now for about a little less than a month. How's it going?
Great and not great. In terms of, so it's been out since June 6th, so yes. It's like, I don't know, 20 days, something like that. In terms of sales, let's just say that I will not buy a Steam machine just yet. But in terms of feedback, actually, I'm quite happy with the feedback I got and the players' engagement. I see people enjoying the game, and that's really, really nice. And I'm actually proud of what I achieved here.
Not saying
it's perfect, but...
No, you should. The game's a blast. I'll give you a spoiler, like I said to you earlier. And like our listeners know, like we love this game. Like we were just talking about it for like 45 minutes straight. Just, this is awesome. This is great. Okay. I do have some pitches for you a little later in our discussion here for the future of Particulitix here. I'm glad to hear everything's going, pretty well here. It is tough, of course, for independent games to kind of break through the monster that is the Steam front page, right?
Well,
So
it's
I understand
super
completely.
tough, yeah.
But you have been out here grinding, man. I see you in the trenches here, getting this game out here, and I am relieved that people feel the same way that we felt, and it's just a blast to play.
Thank you. It's nice to hear. That's exactly the kind of positive feeling that I was talking about.
So where does all this start for you now? So we're in the present. Let's move back to the past because obviously these games are all inspired by something. So where does that start with you?
Well, if you want to go back to the misty past, it was inspired by Galaga/Galaxian on the C64.
You are
So
preaching to the choir, my friend.
Okay, great. That's actually where it came from.
Okay.
I was trying to do game dev on the side with a day job and with something more ambitious. I could not really get into it. I did not have the time and or energy. So I was thinking about something a lot simpler, and Galaga/Galaxian, as I said, came to mind. So I wanted to do an exact clone of that. Nothing more. Just do that, but with the graphics that I like to do. It's graphics with code. It's all particles, hence the name Particulitix. So I do all the graphics in code. I play around with that, which is something I enjoy a lot. And I don't touch the gameplay. That was the plan, basically. Then I was lucky enough to get fired, and with a kick in the butt, I started flying with the project.
You and me are on the same boat. Like I got laid off in May, and basically everything that I've been doing for the past month has been just like finding some contracts to keep my bank account and the lights on, and then just like putting all my energy into my own personal projects and bettering myself. So I get it completely. You mentioned that the graphics, there are no sprites in this game. It's all code-based graphics.
Yes.
Can you how did you do that? You're a wizard.
I cannot draw.
Yes. Same boat.
So I started some evening classes like 15 years ago, something like that. And I started playing around with video games and some simple stuff, shoot 'em ups, breakout clones and stuff like that. But the more I did that, the more I enjoyed doing the things that was with particles, basically the explosions and stuff like that. And that's what was the best part for me in the game. So that's where it came from. Actually, the Particulitix name came from that. Someone nicknamed me Particulitix, which is the disease where you have to put particles in everything. So it just evolved organically. It was what I like to do and what I was best at doing.
Yeah, very cool. So, I mean, it made a lot of sense, and it works for the game and the vibe that you're trying to make.
Yeah.
So, we were a big fan of the filters, so how the game would change. You have one of your toggles for the runs being like every wave it changes to a different color.
Yes.
We loved it.
Me too.
I thought that was so clever. You said you were inspired by the Commodore 64, right? And that original era of consoles. Obviously, this game isn't just Galaga, right? It's not just Galaxian. What else kind of inspired you in the making of this? Was there something that you just kind of saw in passing, maybe? Or is it something that you put a ton of time into, but was it just kind of harkening back to sort of your happiest times playing games?
Okay, so inspiration, as I said, Galaga. Other than that, Vampire Survivor for the waves of enemies that come in, with my own spin on it. Obviously, the more arcade stuff and shorter runs.
Yes.
The glitch with the colors that change every enemy wave, that's from NES Tetris and Downwell.
Yep.
That's where the idea came from.
Yep.
It was actually a colleague, former colleague now, that suggested that.
I love that too. I thought of it kind of like Pac-Man. Like, every time you beat a level in Pac-Man, the background goes from purple to blue to red.
Oh yeah.
It gives that sense of progression. I did
Yeah,
appreciate
yeah,
that.
yeah. I can see the inspiration. It was not that. It did not came to mind, but yeah, I can see that. Other than that, really, it was player feedback, in fact, that influenced the game a lot. You probably already mentioned that in the episode, so I will not dwell on it. But the zone that forces you to move, originally in Galaxian, you are fixed on the on the x-axis. You can only move on the x-axis. So I wanted to have zones where you would get some reward. And some people said, hey, it's nice, you should do more with that. And then I did more. And then they said, oh, it's nice, you should do more with that. And then I did more. I rewrote that code like 3 times, the whole system that handles the zones.
But that's the grabbing part of the game. You see these zones moving around with the enemies, so it's not just a matter of, like in Vampire Survivors. I always call it Vampire Savior, which is Darkstalkers, the Capcom fighting game.
I can see that.
I always call it Vampire Savior, just a big fighting game guy. But Vampire Survivors, in that you can kind of go, you move away from the enemies, of course, but in your game, not only are you just fixed to the map itself, but you're looking for the damage modifiers. You're looking for me, like the reload times, which was the big thing that I like to stay on, all the while trying to manipulate the XP area as well. Like it adds an extra layer to the game that isn't there in a lot of these other survivors. Like, so it ended up being a happy accident, right? A happy coincidence that all of this really worked together.
Accident, yeah. And really, that one came from player feedback mostly, and me thinking about the game a lot. It's usually an idea that comes into while I'm taking a shower, and then I thinking, oh, okay, I should do that.
Yeah, like all the questions I'm going to ask you came to me in the shower, so it's great. It's where we do our best work. Men do our best work in the men's room. Yeah, it's great, in one way or another. The one thing that we also really enjoyed were the tunes, like the music that plays throughout the game. For me, I imagined myself in this arcade shooter, putting on like a headset, having like the cabinet with the chair and the speakers behind me, just playing this.
That would be nice,
right? For the future, and we'll get into an arcade mode in the future, because that's what I'm going to pitch you here. I know you got your hands full already, but we'll talk about it. What made the music kind of come to be, right? Where you were, instead of having like either no music like Galaga, and now instead you have this big booming background music.
Okay, so I understand music even less than I understand drawing. So I tried to find music that was already made that I could purchase for not too much. I could not find something that really fit the game. I found some old school, the human-made music that you have in the game. That is nice, but it's like NES style music. So I tried a service that is called Suno. I think that's how you say that in English. And that allows you to make music. And basically my pitch, I did a bunch of variation, but the pitch was chiptune with heavy beat.
Yeah.
And
you got it.
Yeah, I think it fits the game perfectly. And then I wrote a little program that analyzes the music and gives me the amplitude and the beat when the beat happens. When I got that, I started to put that in every particle system. So everything is dancing to the music. And it was all coming together for me.
Yeah, no, like it definitely felt like kind of the missing piece to this, and we compared it to myself. Space Invaders Extreme has that same sort of style to it, where it's like that booming music that plays while you're shooting, right? Lakan also called it like the Tetris Anniversary Collection, right, where the music kind of accompanies the gameplay and whatnot.
Yeah. Yes,
It
it's
is a
really great.
perfect kind of mixture to it.
Yeah.
So we did really enjoy that. And look, as somebody in this creative space, I appreciated the toggle to turn the AI music on and off. I thought that was really clutch.
Yeah.
I think you understand kind of as a creative person too the the sides people have taken with this and right. Like, I
I
think you get it.
totally, yeah, I totally understand. To be fully transparent with you, I will not have AI music in the next one. Because my wife is willing to do the music for the. I don't
Wow.
have the budget yet to hire someone, but I have the wife that will do the music for the next one.
Yeah. No, I understand completely as somebody who doesn't have a budget to do anything either and tries to do it the best he can. Like I get like you see this thing and it's looking at you like, "Hey, I can do your thing for free, but
Yeah,
I'm going to steal it from somebody."
yeah, yeah.
So,
But
but you get it.
yeah, you get like 100 tunes,
Mhm.
like a third are bad, a third are okay, and the other third they are great.
Yeah,
So yeah, I can. It's really tempting. Yeah.
it is. I understand completely. I get it. Um what does the future look like for the game? So obviously, games, you can't just put games out and that's it anymore. There needs to be new additions and things like that. What do you have in mind? Is there anything kind of in the works here?
Okay, so since the release, I already did two things. One is
Hmm.
add a new level. I don't
Yeah,
know if you saw it. Okay. The other that maybe you did not saw it is a Pico 8 demake of the game. Just for fun, just for me. I wanted to see how it would look like.
that's awesome.
Uh,
I haven't seen that
uh,
yet. I haven't gotten there yet.
I can send it to you. Um, Other than that, it's funny because I was listening to one of your episodes like today, and you mentioned the need to, if you have the grind, the need to have a significant reward. So I was thinking maybe a new weapon
Hmm.
could be nice.
Very cool. Yeah, yeah. So that was the last episode. We did Grind Survivors, which is another
Yes,
independent
exactly.
game
Mhm.
in this whole Survivors, like, which I have come into like love. Which is funny because like I played the first Vampire Survivors way back when it was alright, and then I started playing some of those isometric kind of top-down
Mhm.
Diablo-looking games, and I fell in love with the series. And now there's Warhammer Survivors, and I have been playing that demo quite a bit. Very excited.
I have to check that one.
Yeah, it's Vampire Survivors, but it's all Warhammer themed. So you have like the Ultramarines and the Tyranids. It's basically the same exact game, but I just
Okay.
love the Warhammer games. So I want to pitch you on something here because we both love arcade
Okay,
games, right?
I'm listening.
I want an arcade mode in this would be awesome. So just kind of you pick all your stuff, obviously. The wave color change is on by default. Any other
Yeah.
arcadey modes that would be kind of fun. Score based, right? No reload.
Yeah.
You remove the reload function, right?
Everyone seems to hate the reload. I've shortened it like 10 times.
I know, but it's a function of the survivors like genre. Like it adds that it is part of the what makes the game difficult. Like I get it. It needs to be there in the original version. It needs to. It's a necessary evil, right?
Yeah.
Um,
At that
but
point, it is, yes.
right, but I think just like an arcade mode where you are just mowing down enemies, music blasting in the background, graphics changing every wave. Think you're in for a fun time.
So
Obviously, go on.
so like, you start without any permanent upgrades?
Yeah, I think you could do it like that. That's
Mm-hmm.
how so I do play another roguelike called it's the Turtles Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles roguelike Splintered Fate, and that's how their arcade mode works where you have just one section of the level, it's score based, you get none of your upgrades, but like it's balanced to the difficulty, right?
Okay, okay, okay.
and it would just be like a score-based kind of thing, and you just, like I said, it's just like Galaga and Galaxian all over again. You get 3 lives, and you mow down enemies, and you see how far you get.
Maybe you could, thinking out loud, but maybe you could like do level 1, beat the boss, get a few upgrades, like permanent upgrades, then go on to level 2 and so on. I don't know what would happen at the end. If it's core based, you would keep going. Maybe you cycle.
You win, and then you put in your
You win, yeah.
you win, and then you put in your initials, and you wait for your friend to
I
put
like
in
that.
25 cents to beat your score.
Okay,
You know?
why not? Why
As-
not? Why not?
As if you
I
don't have
like
your
the
hands
idea.
full already.
Yeah, it's always a question of priorities, but I like to do at least a few significant updates to the game, like I already did with the new level enemy and so on, and the new bonuses. So no, I think it's a good idea. I like that. I like that.
I'm
My
glad.
issue are more often than not with the UI. How do I present that? How do I explain that? I'm not really good at that. So that's the part I would have to think about.
I thought the UI looked great, and knowing where this game comes from, I think you just take it from Galaga, right? Simple. You show your score in the corner. You show how many lives you have, and you have your guy.
Yeah, okay. But then the people would be, okay, but how do I see the leaderboard? Why don't I have the permanent upgrades? That would spark a lot of questions.
Right, of course.
But
of
maybe
course.
if I have play and then arcade on the side, like they are both on the same level, maybe that could work.
Something to think about. I'm glad I've got the juices flowing here. I'm glad I've got this going because I come from that. We grew up with an arcade nearby, and a lot of my memories growing up in teenage years into young adulthood were with the arcade stick and the buttons and all that, the music, and it took me back to that. So I thank you again for
Great.
being like the somebody to bring that back, that feeling back, right?
I used to have a tagline on Steam that was an arcade game that would have evolved in another timeline. So that was the idea at one
Yeah.
point.
I told you, like when I started getting into this and started playing it more, I told you, I envisioned myself in the cab. Like I already made the cabinet for this in my mind. And it's
Thank
got
you.
of course, man, because it's got the speakers, it's got the twin sticks, it's shooting. That was the other thing that we both sort of reckoned with, was using the mouse and keyboard versus the controller, because obviously you need controller support these days. How do you like to play your game?
It depends on the weapon.
Okay.
If it's a AFK 47 that you don't have to aim, for example, I play with the gamepad, but I like the sniper the most, and
Okay.
with that one, aiming with the mouse works better for me anyway.
So I have unlocked the last weapon, the what we affectionately refer to as like the asteroids, that circle things.
Yeah.
I haven't had a chance to play it yet. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna use it, but I do like the AFK 47. That has been my favorite gun so far. So another thing then to think about, your favorite is the sniper. Lakan's favorite was the asteroid weapon. Mine is the AFK. Where's the shotgun love then?
Everywhere.
Really?
Usually people prefer the shotgun.
Good to know. See?
It has a really good DPS, so and it's easy. You have to aim, but not really. So it's easy that way.
Wow, that's funny. I prefer the AFK. Like I do prefer that.
Yeah,
It's
I
funny
get
to
that. I like it too. When I want something more laid back, less involved, I will do the AFK.
Perfect. What's one last thing you want people to know before they pick up Particulitix?
If they have question, feedback, suggestion, come to me on Blue Sky or the Discord. I really like to have those discussion and get inputs. And really, what you said, it's awesome. It's really what I wanted. I have one question for you, by the way.
Please.
What's your screen aspect ratio? Weird question, but
No
I'm
worries.
getting
So
somewhere.
this is a this would be a 16 by 9, I think.
16
film
by 9.
monitor.
Okay. Yeah, it's 16 by 9 by default. But I was thinking another update for the game would be to have some like faux arcade cabinet stickers for other aspect ratio. That I think would be nice.
Yes, definitely. I think you could do a super widescreen version, and then you could
Yes.
do the traditional vertically inclined sort of Galaga style too. I think
Yes,
that would
exactly.
be very interesting and a lot of fun to do. So you got your hands full, man. You got a lot of ideas, man. I don't envy you.
Well, no, it's nice. To be honest, I'm having a blast. I've
Good.
been fired a year ago, and it has been really fun. I'm lucky enough to have a bit of savings, and here we have unemployment benefits, so that
Great.
helps too, obviously.
And
But
it's not like
yeah,
you're just
it's
sitting
really...
there watching football all day. Like you're
No.
doing something productive.
Oh no, I felt like I was two people like the months before release. I was one people working on promotion and one people working on the updates.
Definitely. Yeah. I, as somebody now, like you mentioned, who is putting out their product, in this case, me, like I just talked about it with somebody else. It's exhausting to put yourself
Yeah.
out there and to, put out so many feelers and so many questions. But at least in your case, it has paid off in multiple ways. And hopefully we can pay
Yes,
you off some more.
a bit.
For sure. Julian, thank you, man. This was a lot of fun. We're really honored for the opportunity. We're glad that things have been going well so far. Looking forward to stuff in the future, man. And if there's anything else you need, you know where to find us.
Thank you. Well, I will come probably back to you with the arcade mode, or at least some version of it.
Oh my God, you made it just for me. I thank you so much.
That would not be the first time, honestly.
So now I have to build you the arcade cabinet. All right, got it.
Oh, and if you have a palette that you would want to see in the game, like some colors, you can send it as well.
Gladly. Will do. I hope you like getting messages at 3 a.m. Hey, I just thought of this.
Yeah, it's fine for me.
Of course. All right, buddy. I've kept you long enough. Thank you for everything. Best of luck with the game moving forward, and we'll be in touch for sure.
Thank you. Thanks a lot for your time. Thank you, everyone, for listening.
It was great listening to that interview, Jeff. Merci, Julien, de nous avoir consacré un peu de votre temps. It was great having you on for the interview with Jeff, and as our first proper review for the podcast. Again, thank you for that. If you guys like this episode, if you guys like this format of the episode, let us know. Leave us a like, leave us a review, share us with a friend. We really appreciate the support from all of you, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Take care.
All right, guys. See ya.
So yesterday, I took out one of the dressers I was engaged in. I was able to lift it pinned against my leg, and I was like, I might be able to just lift this straight up, lift it up vertically, right? So I'm holding it sideways, upwards basically, and I just start walking down the driveway with it. And as I'm putting it down on front of the house, this dude driving by in his car, and it's not like yesterday, right? The guy's clearly driving with his windows down. And I just hear, holy shit, as he sees me walking down the driveway. Just lifting this fucking dresser. And I'm like, fuck yeah. I needed that for today.
Yeah. Who's the bad? Who's the bad?
Where is the big show?
A big motherfucking show tonight, y'all.